Hello everyone, I'm Josh McCausland. I'm here to give you 11 side hustles that can make you some pretty decent money. Stick around till the end because I will be giving a bonus number 12 side hustle that has made me pretty decent money over the long run. So just to get started, number one side hustle is power washing or pressure washing. Some people think this is a seasonal job, but you can get like contracts with people and companies to spray out their trucks, their diesel trucks, with the trailers and everything. Basically, the way I would start out is in the summer, just basically some flyers are going door to door, and I would either, if I had the money, I'd buy not nothing too fancy, just a pressure washer, and do some basically just some driveways and stuff like that. You can make a couple $100 per driveway or more. Sometimes they go for like 99, just depending on the size and whether you're doing front and back. And you can pressure wash houses and stuff like that just to get your foot in the door. Or you can rent a pressure washer from like Harbor Freight or just some place that rents them to build up your clientele and get the money. I mean, your first job will actually pay for the rental and then some. And depending on the job, you could get more equipment just with one or two jobs and just own the equipment outright. I've done that a little bit, and like I said, you can get contracts with companies to, once you build it up and you get the necessary equipment for like a heated pressure washer, power washer for the inside of trucks that do food and stuff like that. It needs to be pretty much sanitized with the steaming hot pressure washer or power washer. Moving on. Number two, painting homes. I've done this quite a bit. You can basically start with nothing. You just quote the owner or do it by the hour. Charge by the hour. Your rate is completely up to you. There is certain regulations in different states and stuff like that. Each state has its own regulations. But for either that or the power washing, pressure washing, you would mostly just need a business license. With painting, since you're altering some sort of property, if it's above a certain amount, you'd have to get a contractor's license, and you need experience for that and stuff. But there's also something a little bit below that contractor's license that allows you to do bigger jobs for a couple years or whatever until you get that experience. That's in Arizona. Like I said, your state will have different regulations that you're going to want to look up. Number three side hustle is a service broker. I heard about this about a year ago. I was on YouTube. Someone was talking about it. And basically what you do is you post on Craigslist and stuff like that, like a specific service like graphic design or like PowerPoint presentation creation or just stuff like that. And basically you would find the job or the gig on Fiverr or something of that nature, like a gig website where people post their gigs. And so say you want to do a PowerPoint creation type service brokering business, you would just go on Fiverr and see the prices and the quality of the work that people are doing, and then just up the price. So say they're doing 15 slides for $50, then like a $60 one day expedited service for that. Well, you just charge like $100 for the presentation, 15 slides plus, and then like $100 for the expedited service, and then you just pocket that difference. And just be careful to use Fiverr gig people that have good reviews and stuff like that. But you can just basically just pocket the difference. And I don't know, I've made some money that way. It's been decent. Just make sure that you keep. What I like to do is you kind of need a lot of space if you kind of scale this, because it can be scaled. If you scale this up, you're gonna want a lot of like being able to store data and stuff like that in different just say if you only had 2 gigabytes, that's not gonna work. You're gonna have all these customers potentially, hopefully, and that you are going to need to store that at least for the time being and for a while, so that you can get it to them if they need it again or whatever. Number 4 side hustle is PowerPoint, Excel, and Access. These are great skills to have, especially like in America and in the business world and stuff like that, and just anywhere really in general. PowerPoint, you could charge for those services. If you know what you're doing, you can charge, and you would keep more of that, as opposed to the service broker business. You would keep more of that revenue there in your pocket. So I took a college course where they taught me PowerPoint, Excel, and Access. Access is like a database type deal. You can filter kind of through a list that you're inputting customers' information, and you can filter through different scenarios and stuff like that. Excel, spreadsheets, it's just you can charge pretty good for this stuff. And you can also find jobs where they're hiring and it's like 17 or 22 or plus an hour, more than that even sometimes. But you as your own business, there's whatever overhead, if any, there's gonna be some, but you can charge what you want. And you can also go on Fiverr and offer those services, and then service broker. So you kind of have like a firm, ground. So you're charging whatever for your own work of the PowerPoint, Excel, and Access. But you're also able to have more wiggle room as far as like how many clients you take on and stuff like that. Number 5 is, kind of cliche, lawn mowing. I've done that a lot. I live in Flagstaff. That's all I'm going to say. I don't really worry about telling you that I live in Flagstaff. It's not a big deal. But anyway, there's people out in the country area that have big 2-3 acre lots, or more. And, you can get a riding mower or even just a push mower at first and just do small lawns. But, my grandfather, he pays this guy $45 every 2 weeks to do his lawn and just do a little bit of clippings in his little, it's like a housing development where, it's a very small yard, and they have a very small, area of grass, and he charges $45 every 2 weeks, and the guy knocks out, he has a helper, and they knock 2 out in an hour. So, $90 an hour, and you pay the helper, 20 or whatever dollars, and anyway, you can charge what you want, and he's turning probably at least 10 or 15 houses a day, so it's nothing to just it's a good source of income. And that definitely is seasonal. The power pressure washing, like I said, you can have contracts and do those diesel trucks, those trailers and stuff on the inside, and sanitize them with the heated pressure washer, power washer. But the lawn care mowing is seasonal. But if you find other things to do, and you could do Christmas light hanging, or even snow removal if they have that. If you have snow where you live, there's all sorts of things you can do with that. Number 6, we're gonna move on. Selling smartphones, laptops, and game systems. This has made me a decent amount of money. I started off just doing iPhones, and I would basically, I would buy smartphones. You start off buying smartphones, and you basically you see what you can sell it for, what it's going for on eBay or one of these direct buyers, and you undercut that and basically just keep the profit once you sell it. Just be careful with eBay because they have their fees. Sometimes it's 10% or whatever, but you know. And then laptops like MacBooks and stuff like that. Those are very good money if you get the right buyer. And you can do Facebook ads, you know, where you're getting these messages from people that are interested in selling their product, their phones and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do another course on the ad, Facebook ad type deal. And game systems like even Nintendo 64s. I mean, I love Nintendo 64. That was my game. That was what I did, you know, like Mario and all that. It was just awesome. You know, Mario Kart, and it was just, you know, you can buy a Nintendo 64 and you can flip them pretty good. And some of those games, I mean, some of those Nintendo 64 games, I've seen them $69.99. Pick them up for $2 at a yard sale or one of your listing. You know, you just gotta be careful that it's authentic. So most of the time, if you find it at a yard sale, it's gonna be authentic. I just want to say that because these people, when they bought it, they were buying it in a store. They weren't buying it like over online or whatever. But there's some truth to that making some money, and I've done you know, fairly well with that. You know, I've sold a few phones and like some game systems and stuff. But moving on, number 7. This is a pretty cool one: restoring headlights. You can look up on YouTube or online somewhere else on Google or whatever the different processes you can do in order to restore headlights. You know, they get that foggy type. The light doesn't shine through as well. It's just very foggy and everything. There's certain different ways you can clean those, and you can charge like $100 or whatever, and you restored all the headlights and everything, and you made it to where it's going to be a long time before they have to do that again, if ever. There's different processes you can take. Maybe I'll do a video on that at some point too. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button if you're getting, you know, any sort of value out of this. Greatly appreciate it. Number 8, porcelain and ceramic tile and grout cleaning. There's this guy on YouTube that shows you the exact process of which to take, how to do this. But there's good money in it. Like it's a specialized field, kind of, if you think about it. People spend thousands of dollars to put tile in their house, and they want it to be protected and last a long time. So it's not just like a general cleaning. So like if you were to sweep or vacuum and mop it, but you get deep in there and you get the stains out of the grout and the tile and everything, and you can even seal it so that liquid doesn't soak into it. Like you have grape juice drop there, it's not going to just soak into the grout and everything. You know, it can get really messy with that. But there's a guy on there. I'll at some point I'll message him, see if he's cool with me, like, you know, mentioning him or something. I don't know. But you know, you can charge pretty decent money for that. I don't know if he would agree with me, but people, I've looked it up on Google and stuff like that. You can charge like 50 cents to $3 a square foot, depending on what you're doing, what all you're doing. And you know, people are going to want deals for a certain amount, whatever. But you know, I would probably literally like I know someone that has 800 square foot of tile, right? Well, you know, you go over it with a vacuum, with a, you know, nice vacuum and everything, and you do a section at a time. But I would probably charge like 50 cents for the grout, just the grout, 50 cents to clean, 50 cents to you know, seal it, you know, and you can make decent money that way. I mean, you could do that in like a day, maybe a day and a half total. Like, it just depends. Number 9, side hustle number 9 is errand runner. You know, you have all these different Uber, Lyft, all that kind of stuff that, which is cool and that's good. Everyone's doing that. But if you think about it, if you go into the field and you're like really personable and you make an impression on the people, like you just need a business license. Like where I live, you just need a business license, and that's pretty much it, because you're not selling them anything, so you don't need like a tax ID, like a sales tax license, but you just, and then get an EIN. And I mean, you could do that for like literally like $50 or even like $85 for an expedited kind of thing, you know. And then the business license, you know, that's, I think that's anywhere from like 80 to a couple $100. And then you renew it for like, I think it's like $80 a month. Don't quote me on that, but it's pretty close. But you can charge like, you know, like, so you can charge by the mile or a certain percentage of the total bill. If like, say you're going grocery shopping, well, I think like you could do like $30 an hour plus, you know, $2.50 a mile after 8 to 10 miles or something like that, you know. And you can make good money, and you develop relationships, you know. And it would surprise you if you stood in it long enough. It would surprise you at the people that you meet. And some people will hire, some people, I mean, you never know, down the line someone could want to hire you full time as their errand runner, you know. And you have a career that's, you know, you make, technically you make the price at what you're going to be paid, but some of those people will pay a lot of money for you to run their errands for them. Number 10 side hustle, eBay sales. So basically, you know, I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube about this. I got lucky enough that I had an item that I got from somebody that was free. They didn't want it anymore. I made a few $100s on it because it was free and everything. But you can go to like Goodwill, find like remotes, little universal remotes for, you know, say like a couple bucks or whatever, and flip them from like $15 to $18 or something. And eBay takes their 10%, whatever. That's $1 or a couple dollars or whatever. You know, you can make some decent money doing that. The one thing I will say is I've done a little bit of eBay sales, and if you stop posting stuff online, you're not gonna, I mean, it's a numbers game, you know, like, so, you know, you got to keep shopping and finding the good deals and everything, and having a good inventory on your list, so it looks like you're established and everything. I've sold a couple items, but, you know, to each their own. I've never really scaled that before. I do plan on, and maybe we can, you can kind of watch as I develop into the eBay sales and stuff like that. But that's not at the top of my to-do list right now, but you can make some good money doing it. People make a lot of money doing it. Okay, number 11 is podcast creation. So you can have a podcast about anything you want, and the cool thing is it's not as tapped into as, say, YouTube videos and everything. And also too, it's easier to edit just audio instead of video and audio. You know, it's a lot easier. You could start like right now. I'm going to tell you right now off the bat, with this YouTube channel, I am using an iPhone 11 Pro Max, 64 gigabyte. I'm using the front-facing camera. And I forgot to turn the light on, but hopefully it looks like the quality is all right. I mean, these things, like, that's all you really need: a tripod and an iPhone. Like, I mean, you know, and even with the podcast, I mean, like I said, it's not as tapped into, and you can make a lot of money from it. And there's different sources of income within that. And the one thing is just start, you know. I've realized that anytime that I've took advantage of a situation and put my all into it, I got a lot more out of it, you know. And that may mean putting more into it at first and then reaping the benefits later. Or you could have like a full-time deal for a while where you rack up money. I mean, it's just, anyway, I promised you guys I would have a number 12 side hustle on this list, a bonus side hustle. Now, keep in mind that I've done this one. This is the one I've probably done the most of, is besides like lawn mowing. this is probably the one I've done the most of, and that's going on Craigslist, going on these sites where people are looking for services. They're posting, so like moving, you can find a lot of moving jobs for 20 plus an hour. My deal here is, okay, so 20 bucks an hour, a 3-hour minimum. Well, I live 25 or about 45 miles away from a place that has a lot of moving to, because it's a well sought after place, you know. And there'll be companies that'll have on Craigslist, 20 bucks an hour, 3-hour minimum. And I text them and I introduce myself and I say, look, I have to treat it like a full day. I don't get very good gas mileage, so if you would add such and such for gas and a minimum of $100, so you know, you're not just getting 60 bucks to go 50 miles one way, you know. So basically I would put like, you know, 20, 30 in the tank, and I would have made like 80 bucks or 100 bucks, you know, on like a 2 or 3 hour deal. You know, that's like, I made like, I think at one point I made like $52.50 an hour or something, you know, for 2 or 3 hours. I was done for the day. I was good, you know, whenever I had enough money. But it doesn't just have to be moving, you know. Just look for jobs that, you know, people are looking for you to do some yard work or some stuff around the house and stuff like that. They say 15 an hour, you say 20. They say 20, just work with them. But, you know, tell them, if you're specialized in the area especially, just say what you offer. Say, you know, even tell them you can get it done in this amount of time, or just say, I'll do the whole thing for this amount, you know, like a piecework type deal. And no matter if I finish in 2 hours, I finish in 5. And if you're good at it and you hustle, you can make a lot of money just a couple of hours. And that's just like one of those little secret side hustle type deals, like ends of the whole thing, you know. So anyways, just please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification so you can get more content like this from me, and it helps out with the algorithm. That like button really helps, so if you could do that and hit that if you haven't already, and tune in for next time. Again, my name's Joshua Coslin. Thank you. Bye.